Hello, Year 10. Today we're going to do 4C applications using angle of elevations and depressions. So that one is kind of worded question and is an application about the trigonometric. So let's have a look at the key point first. So the first one you need to know is the angle of elevation and the definition of the angle of depression. So let's have a look at the angle of the elevation. So the definition is measure up from the horizontal. All right, so what does it mean? Let's have a look at the right-hand side. So here's an example. So the horizontal is actually the ground level here. So that one is the horizontal, okay? All right, so the level up from the horizontal, which is that one, okay, which is that one. So we call this one elevation, angle of elevation. So when the question asks you, what is the angle of elevation, is actually asking for this one, okay? So this one you need to remember it. All right, so the second one, let's have a look at the angle of depression. So angle of elevation is measured up. So angle of depression will be measured down from the horizontal. All right, again, same thing. We're going to example here. So here you can see we don't have any like horizontal line here. So they give you a red one, okay, the red dot line. So the angle of depression is this one, okay? That one is the depression. All right, so some of you may say, is it that one? But that is wrong, okay? So the correct answer will be that one because the horizontal is here, okay? All right, so now we can start doing the question. Let's have a look at the first question here. So very classical question. Example 5, applying trigonometric in a worded problem. So a helicopter is hovering at an altitude of 250 meters. The angle of elevation from the helipad to the helicopter is 35 degrees. Find the horizontal distance of the helicopter from the helipad to the nearest centimeter. All right, so here they already sketched the graph for you. Okay, so you can see we got a helipad, which is at the bottom, and also we have a helicopter, and now they said 250 meters height. Okay, they already label for you, then you don't need to label by yourself. And also they said the angle of elevation from the helipad to the helicopter is 35 degrees, which means that one, okay, because the horizontal is this one is the horizontal, okay? All right, so now they said find the horizontal distance of the helipad, which is that one. Sorry, the helicopter from the helipad. So it's asking for this distance. All right, so now we can use a triangle, the right angle triangle. So I just sketched that one. That is 250 meters. And then that one is 35 degrees and it's asking for that one. All right, so you can see it's exactly the same question as the last one, 4A we've done, okay? We know one side length, we know the angle, and it's asking for another one. So same thing, we're going to label step 1. We're gonna label the side, okay? So label the size. Okay, so that one is angle theta, so the opposite one will be opposite side, and then that one is the longest one will be hypotenuse, and then that is adjacent. All right, so now we're gonna do step 2. We decide what ratios we're gonna use, okay? All right, so that one is, we know O, and it's asking for A. So O and A, we're gonna use tangent. So tangent theta equals to O over A. And now we're gonna do the substitution. So tangent 35 degrees equals to 250 over A. We don't know, okay? We don't know. All right, so now it's asking for the denominator. So we just simply swap the position to solve it. So we have A equals to 250 over tangent 35 degrees. Okay, so now you're going to put this one into the calculator, okay? And they said to the nearest centimeter. So your final answers will be 357.04, okay? We keep until the nearest centimeter. All right, so not finished yet. You still need to include the unit meters. And also step 3, we're gonna write a sentence. So the horizontal distance is 357.04 meters. Okay. All right, finish. All right, so you can see this one, the question, if they sketch for you, is really easy. You just need to follow what we've done in 4A or 4B. But if they haven't, they didn't sketch it for you, then you need to do it by yourself, okay? All right, so you can do it now, try later. So very similar question. We know the angle of elevation, and then we know the height, okay? Asking for the distance, so you can try it later after we finish. All right, now let's have a look at example 6. Okay, example 6. Okay, so example 6, combining trigonometric with problem solving. Same thing, I'm going to read it for you. Two vertical buildings, 57 meters apart. So I'm going to label it, highlight it. And they're 57 meters apart, and then they are 158 meters and 237 meters height. Find the angle of elevation from the top of the shorter building to the top of the taller buildings. Correct to 2 decimal places. All right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to sketch it, okay? I'm going to draw this one first because they didn't draw it for you, okay? All right, so that is the taller one. Let's say that is the shorter one, okay? All right, so now first one, 57 meters apart. So from here to, from here to here is like 57 meters. And now one is 158 meters and another one is 37 meters. So that the shorter one, that is the 158, and then that is the 237 meters. Okay. All right. So now they said from the top of the shorter building to the top of the taller building. So this one to here. Okay, now I'm going to connect them. All right, so now you can see we don't have a horizontal, so I'm going to get one. All right, so now it's asking for, which one is it? That one. All right, so you can see very similar to the last question, okay? We also have a triangle here, okay? Right angle triangle. Okay, so now we can draw the right angle triangle outside. So we can draw outside. Okay, so it's asking for this one. All right, so now let's have a look. What do I know? What do I know? Do I know the hypotenuse, or do I know the opposite or adjacent? Then we need to put all the information into the triangle, and then we can use the trigonometric ratio to solve it. All right, so now first one we know is that one. Oh, sorry, 57 meters. Okay, 57 meters, which is the base, 57 meters. Okay, now we don't know the hypotenuse, okay? We don't know the hypotenuse, so we're not gonna use it. But we know the height of the building, and we know that, so I'm gonna highlight that one, is the difference of the height, okay? So we can actually get this one by using 237 meters minus 158 meters, okay? So that one, which is 79 meters. All right, so now we know two sides, and it's asking for an angle. So this question, we're not going to use 4A. We're going to use what we learned from 4B, okay? When you know two sides of a triangle, and then you can use the trigonometric ratio to find out the angle, okay? The degree, the angle, that one. All right, so now step one, same thing. I'm going to label it. Okay, so now that one is theta, so that is the opposite side, that is hypotenuse, and that is adjacent. All right, same thing, O and A. I'm going to use tangent, okay, tangent. So tangent theta equals to O over A. And now I'm going to do the substitution. Theta we don't know, okay, is what we're asking for. And then O equals to 79, and then A equals to 57. All right, so we've learned in 4B, when we know the ratio and it's asking for theta, we're gonna use arctangent 79 over 57, okay? All right, so now you put this one into your calculator, and they ask you to correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so put this into your calculator. Make sure it's on degree, okay, not on radian. Okay, so this one equals to 54.19 degree, okay, to 2 decimal places. All right, we finish. And then step 3, don't forget to write a sentence for the word question. So the elevation, angle of elevation is 54.19 degree, okay? All right, so we finish now. So you can see different situation. You need to use different methods to solve it, okay? So for example, first one here, we're gonna use, we know two sides and, we know one side and we know an angle, and it's asking for another one that we use what we learned from 4A. And then the second question here, you need to try to use the information that they gave you to solve it, okay? So we know two sides and it's asking for an angle, so we're gonna use the inverse trigonometric ratio, okay? All right, so now you can try this one, okay? Now you try very similar. It's like, now it's not two building, become like two vertical poles, okay? Very similar. All right, so now you can try this two, now you try. And if you get anything not clear, you can send an email to me. And also you need to copy the note. The note is on Google Classroom already. So after you finish everything, you read this video, you watch this video, and then you copy the note, then you can do your homework. It's on Google Classroom as well. All right, bye everyone.